Today's topic is percentage. So we're going to solve this problem. See, it's given in an examination. In an exam, 1/4 of the students failed, both in English and in maths. Particularly, 35% of the students failed in maths and 30% failed in English. So we are asked to find the percentage of students who failed in any of the subjects. That is, any one, at least one. So first of all, we will use that is, let the total number of students, because we don't know what are the total number of students, so let the total number of students be x. After this, number of students failed both in English and maths is 1 by 4, because it's stated in the question here that 1 by 4 of the students failed both in English and maths. So we're going to write therefore number of students who failed both in English and maths is equal to, of course, it will be 1 by 4 of x. That is, of course, it's going to be x by 4. If we calculate this, see, it would become 1 by 4 of means into x. So this becomes x by 4. Now, number of students who failed in English is equal to, see, the question is given that 35% of the students fail in maths and 30% in English. So 30% in English. So we're going to write 30% of x. So if we calculate it, see, 30% of x means 30 by 100 into x. Cancel it out. We get 3x by 10. Next, number of students who failed in maths is equal to, see, it's given in the question, in maths, the number of students who failed percentage is 35%. So we're going to write 35% of x. So 35% of x means 35 by 100 into x. 5, 7 divided by 5, it becomes 20. So it's 7x by 20. Now, we have found out how many students have failed in English and how many students have failed in maths. Now, we have to find out number of students. Find the percentage of students who failed in any of the subjects. So, how many of the students have at least the percentage of students who failed in any of the subjects? For that, what we have to do is we have to first add the number of students who failed in maths, add the number of students who failed in English, and then adding both of them from here, we are going to deduct the common factor, that is x by 4, because number of students who failed in both are x by 4. So if we are counting all the number of students who failed in English, for an example, the number of students who failed in English, number of students who failed in maths, and there is a number of students who failed in both. This number of students who failed in both is actually x by 4. And over here, if we consider this as the maths and this as English, then we can say that the 7x by 20 failed in maths, that is the entire circle, and in English 3x by 10, that is the, again in this case, the entire circle. Now you can see there is a repetition of this portion, that is x by 4, who failed in both. So in that case we are going to deduct this. So therefore number of students who failed in any of the subjects, not number, it will be percentage. First we are going to find out the number of students, then from there we are going to take the total. So the number of students who failed in any of the subjects is equal to, we are going to add both, that is 7x by 20 plus 3x by 10, and from this we are going to deduct x by 4, that is the number of students who failed in both, the common area, as I've explained you already through this diagram. So here solve it. The LCM of 20 and 10 is of course 20. So it is 7x plus 6x by x by 4. So this becomes 7, 13x by 20 minus x by 4. LCM of 20 and 4 is of course 20. Here we have got 13x minus 4 into 5 is 20, so x into 5 will be 5x. So we're going to write 5x here. So 13x minus 5x, 8x by 20. So we can cancel it out. This becomes 4, this becomes 10, this becomes 2, this becomes 5. So it is 2x by 5 after cancellation. Now we are going to find the percentage. In the question we are asked to find the percentage. See, it said find the percentage. What we have got is actually the number, that is in terms of fraction. In that case what we need to do is, we have to find the percentage. So we are going to write therefore percentage of students who failed in any of the subjects is equal to 2x by 5 into 100, because in order to convert a fraction into percentage we have to multiply it. So let's do it. It is 2x by 5 into 100. So this gets deducted. So we get 5 and 100. This is 20. Therefore, it is 40x. Over here, we are not going to write this x because we are trying to find out the percentage. In order to make the calculation easy, what we can do is, we can multiply both the numerator and denominator by x so that this x can get cancelled. So over here, we are going to write 40 as my answer. So because we have converted into percentage, so the answer that we get is 40 percentage, that is percentage sign, 40%. Now we will move to the second part of the question once we are done with this. So this is done. Number 2, find the percentage of students who passed in both the subjects. So, of course, if we know the percentage of students who failed in any of the subjects, so if we deduct from the total, we get it. It's very easy. So, in order to find out the next question, it is very simple. That is percentage of students who passed in both, the subjects. It is very easy because any of the subject, a person who failed in any of the subject is 40%. Therefore, 100 minus the percentage of students who failed in at least one is 40. So if we deduct 140, we get 60. So it's very simple. The answer is 60%. Now moving on to the next question, number 3, we have got, if the number of students who failed only in English was 25, find the total number of students. Now see, first we are going to write what is given to us, that is number of students. We are going to write given number of students who failed in English is equal to 25. So therefore, we can say number of students who failed in English. It means that here see we had already found out previously the number of students who failed in English was 3x by 10. You can see this. So if from here, if we deduct, that is we are only to find out the percent of students who failed in English. That is, we have to find out only this part of the circle. It means that from the entire thing that we have, that is 3x by 10, we have to deduct this portion. If we deduct this, then whatever is we are left with, that is this part. This part is the number of students who actually failed only in English. So this is very simple. So it's going to be, we can write it in this manner, that as per problem or according to the problem, we're going to form an equation. Already know the equation. The equation is C, the total number of students who failed in English, that is 3x by 10, minus the number of students who failed in both, so the common factor, x by 4. If we deduct them, 10 and 4, let's find the LCM. 10 and 4, that is 2, we get 5, 2. So 5 2s are 10 into 2, 20 is my LCM. So LCM is 20. So 10 into 2, it means 3x into 2. So into 2, 6x minus this 4 into 5 is 20. So x into 5. So we're going to write 5x. 6x minus 5x is only x by 20. And we know that this is equal to 25 as per the given question. We are writing is equal to 25. So we're going to find x from here. X is equal to 25 into 20. So 25 into 22 is 50 and 5. So the number of students who failed only in English is 500. So this is it. We are going to move to the next question.